Hey guys, this is JohnyTechReview. Today I have a quick review for you of this Satechi Universal Gaming Pad. As you can see here, this is a gaming pad here that's designed for playing game with your mobile device, and this one should work for iOS and Android. In most of my uses, I use this on iOS. So it comes in a box, and in the box you have some information like this little thing here, and they tell you here that it supports iOS, but it only supports Icade, and I'll explain to you what that is. It also does Windows and Android. And here are some of the buttons you can see. There's the layout. So this has a built-in battery. You just have to charge it, and then you can just connect to your mobile device and use it as a controller for gaming. So besides this unit, you also get some user menu. There's a little thing here to explain you some information. There's also a diagram of the unit. There you go. And then you also get a short little micro USB charging cable, and that's this guy here. So here's the controllers. You can see these are some of the buttons in the unit. You have your analog stick here. You have another one down here. You have your D-pad here. You have the select mode button, the link button, which let you turn on Bluetooth, basically a pairing mode, and then start, and then there's the mouse button, which works well on Android, and then you have your typical 4 button here. So just as you see, kind of look like an Xbox controller pretty much. You also have the left trigger, right trigger, and also the pad button up top here, as you can see. All these buttons are programmable depending on what you're using it for. During my testing, I did not use this on a computer at all. All I did was use it on Android, especially my Android TV box, and you can actually press this mount button here to move the cursor on the screen. You can also use it to play some games. And also I use it on iOS. Initially on iOS, I thought this gaming pad was designed with MFI certified, so that means you can just plug it in and use it with any of the MFI game. However, that turned out that they only use this Icade protocol, and with Icade there's a bunch of different video games. You can check the Icade website. There's roughly, I think, around 100 and some game that will actually support it. So let me show you what it looks like here. So first of all, this is my phone. This is the iPhone 6 Plus. As you can see here, it's called the STUBGC. So if I turn it on, go ahead and power on like here, bottom here, it'll blink a little bit and it will connect here in a second. As you can see, there is connect, and you can actually open this little thing here. It's a little retractable thing that you can install. So we can go ahead and put this in here. And as you can see here, even with the iPhone 6 Plus, I'm able to have control here, and it works fine. The only one thing I really don't like about using it to start with is that when you turn it on, it always defaults to the Android guy. So it doesn't remember the last mode, so it always defaults to the Android. You have to hold out this button here, and then it will switch to a different mode. There you go, and you have to keep doing it until you get to the Apple logo, which is Icade. Now it's ready for use with some of the Apple app, and some of the games that work with it. For example, is this Phoenix HD game here. For example, I'm going to start playing the game, and you can see, and this game here work fine. As you can see, the controller is working, and you can see here I can use it and I can start shooting. You see here I can move it around using this controller. So of course the game is set already, and it works for game just like this. So it doesn't work with MFI game, but in this game here it works perfectly fine, as you can see, and I have no problem with it. So let's try another example here. It seems like it works with a lot of shooting game like side scroller, so that kind of give you an idea. There's another one here, Ice Strike. I think this one also works. You can see here, this game also works perfectly fine, but this game doesn't use screen rotation, so we need to go ahead and pause it here for a second. And I'll take it out of the pad here because that game doesn't support rotation. So what we have to do is just install on here, and you can just do it wirelessly here, as you can see. And now we can just move around on this, as you can see, and it's working perfectly fine. So yeah, that's another example of another game here that works fine. So there's a lot of these little games like this in Arcade, and if you go to the Icade website, you can actually get a little link of all the different games that work on iOS. So yeah, it works fine. This controller works fine, but again, it doesn't support the full-fledged MFI certified game, so that's kind of a little bit disappointing for this controller. Overall, I think the controller is pretty easy to use. The battery on it lasts quite a long time. I charged it maybe once since I got it, and I've been buying it on and off for a few hours, and it still works fine. So yeah, it works pretty good. The controller is pretty comfortable to hold. The buttons are pretty nice, and depending on the game, you can reconfigure some of these buttons. But other than that, it works fine. I just wish that this was MFI certified, so that it's a little bit better for a lot of the newer game instead of just the Icade game. So I hope this short little review kind of helped you in your budget decision. If you have any question, let me know in the comment below. And as always, stay tuned for future review. Thank you.